So this is part 2 of our Arrow programming training. So in part 1, we discussed first the overview of Arrow Studio, talked about Arrow software, talked about Arrow Studio, and that you have to install Arrow software first, then you install Arrow Studio, and we'll be working with Arrow Studio. We also talked about the 4 environments. We talked about the different data structures. So today, the second video, we're going to continue from where we stopped. Let me share my screen. Okay, so this is where we stopped in our last class. So now, what we are going to do now is how to rename. So, example, if I create a list, so if I create, let's say for an example, I create a matrix and I want to change the row names, what will row and column names, what will I do? So I create a matrix and I want to change the row and column names, what will I do? So I want to change the row and column names. So let me pick the first. So we created a matrix in video 1, and we called it math. So let me show you what we have in math. So this is what we have in math. So what if I want to change the column names? So I don't want it to be the way it is. So I want to change it. What will I do? So I will make use of the function column names, column COL names. Then you write the name of the variable. The name of the variable now is math. Then you put your assign function as the function we used to assign variable, which is the less than and dash. What do you want to? So remember, we have, look at this, we have 3 columns. So you have to write 3 names you want to call it. So I can call it A, B, C. Remember, all alphabet must be input. Then you run. You want to see what your result look like. You type math, and run. Are you seeing that the column names have changed? It's now A, B, C. So what if I want to change the row names? Change row names. You do row names, math. We have 2 rows, 1, 2. So you write the 2 names you want to use. I can decide to use Ada and Obi. You want to see your result, you write math and you run it. So this is it. I've been able to change my column names and I've been able to change my row names. I can do the same thing for data frame. So let me change row names and column names for data frame. So we created this data frame in class 1 that we called SS2. So let me copy and paste it. So let's see what SS2 look. So this is SS2. We already have name, gender, age. What if I decide to, maybe I don't want it like this, I want to change it. So what should I do? I want to change the column names. So what I'll do is, if I want to change only one of it, I want to change only gender. So what I will do is column names, you write SS2. Since I want to change only gender is the second one. So I will put this. Okay, let's skip this for now. We'll come back to that. If I want to change everything, I will do this. Let me change them to A, B, and C. So what is, let me see my SS2. So it has changed to A, B, and C. So what if I want to change just B? So what will I do? I will do call names, SS2. Then I will use this. We'll call this a function that we use to select a subset. I will treat it better later. So it's a function that we use to select subsets. So whenever you see this block bracket, you know that I'm selecting a subset. Now, then you have to tell arrow the subset you want. In this case, we have 3 columns. So I want to change only B, and B is the second column. So I will write number 2. Then I will use my assigned variable name, and I will write what I want to call it. So let me call it good boy. So let me see my SS2. I see it A, good boy. So I was able to change. So if I want to change only C now, what will I do? Call names SS2. I will use my block bracket. Remember, block bracket is to select a subset. Subset means I just, out of the 3 columns, I'm interested in only column 3. What do you want to change it to? Beautiful lady. When you want to see your result, you type SS2. So that's it. So we are dealing on how to change variable names. So you can also do that for lists. You change your variable name for matrix and list. So now, that being said, let's talk about common operators in R. So for common operators, we have normal addition, so I can do 2 plus 2. This is how to run. You click your run button or you do Control Enter. So 2 plus 2 means 4. So you can use arrow as your calculator. You can do 2 times 4. You can do 3 divided by 1. That is 10. I can do 10 divided by 2. I can do 10 minus 8. So I can use arrow as my common operator. So I can do exponent of 1. I can do log of E of 2. So arrow can be used as your calculator. So what else? If you want to do log base 10, you do log base 10. So this is it, log base 10 of 100. It's supposed to be 2, correct? Which other operator do we know? So you can use arrow as your calculator. So that's what we are discussing, our common operators in arrow. You can use arrow as calculator. So let me create a variable name. Let me call it com. Let me call it com. Remember, you will use C when I want to write. If you want to write more than one object, you use C. So let me do 1, 4, 6, 8, 2, 3, 2. So if I want to know run, if I want to add everything in com, I will use sum. So this arrow, I'm using arrow as my calculator, so arrow will sum it. Let me see if there's anything like product. Let me see if this product work. Correct, so this is product. If I want to know the length of com, and how many objects, how many numbers I have in com, I can do length of com. Correct, 6. That means I have 6 numbers. So let's count. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6. Now, let's say I have com and I have go. I have go. So let me call go. So let me write another 6 numbers. 3. I'm starting with C because I'm writing more than 1. 56, 7. This is 5, 6. So I have come and I have go. So what if I want to combine come and go? What will I do? I want to combine come and go. Now they are two separate, they are vectors. Remember, they are vectors. What are the vectors? A vector is also called an array of objects. So it's an array of objects. So it's a vector. If I want to confirm, you can do class of go to tell you numeric. It's also an array of object or vector. Now, if I want to combine both, you then ask yourself, how do you want to combine them? I can convert them to data frame, or so I have different ways you can combine them. I can use cbind. Cbind means bind them based on column. So if you want to know what cbind means, you use your question mark and write cbind. So it tells you what cbind is. But cbind means binding two different objects based on column. You bind them, you concatenate them column-wise. So I can do come. So I'm binding come and go. So this is it. So I'm combining them column-wise. So I concatenate them column-wise. If I want to concatenate them, combine them row-wise, I will use arrow bind. No, not arrow bind. Come, go. So this is it. If I didn't assign this to a variable name, I can decide to assign them to a variable name. Let me assign the column bind to a variable name. Assigning a name to it. So I can, let me call it MOV. When you want to assign them, you are free to use anything. So whenever I write MOV, I will get the result of binding come and go. If I want to change the name of the rows, I'm having one comma. I don't like it. I want to change it. I will do row names MOV. There are 6 in number, so I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because I'm writing numbers, I don't need to put them in quotes. Correct. So let me see my MOV now. That's changed. So you are free to, that's why arrow is very good. Arrow is robust. You are free to do what you want. Okay, so I've explained how to bind, how to change names, how to bind two things together. And I've also shown you how to know the class of, so if I want to know the class of MOV, I will do class MOV. So it is a matrix and array. So what if I want to, so class MOV is a matrix, is also an array. Array is like, one array is a vector. So it's a matrix and we combined arrays together. Now, if you want to change it from matrix to data frame, very simple, you can do that. So we call it coercing. So you can coerce from matrix to data frame, and you can also coerce from data frame to list. So what if I want to change the class of this? Remember, matrix cannot take, because we are dealing with numbers now, you have to continue using numbers. If you put any category, any letter in MOV, how do we see everything, including the numbers, as letters, which is bad. So matrix can only take in one class. Remember, if you miss that, go back to the first video. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification button. I think that's all I want from you. Like the video, subscribe, and turn on the notification button. So back to our class. Now, what if I want to coerce it to data frame? Maybe I want to add a new column, and the new column has to do with letters. So at first, I have to change it from matrix to data frame. So how do I do that? We have different ways we do that. So I can call it a new name, move.dataframe. So this is a new name I'm giving to it. You can use any name you want. So what you can do it as data.frame. So this is a function as.data.frame, not .default. As.data.frame, the first one, will coerce it into data frame. So I want to coerce move from matrix to data frame. So let me check my new variable, class of move.data.frame. I see that it has changed. Before it was class of move is matrix array, but now it has changed to data frame. Because I've been able to change it to data frame, I can now add later. I can now add the alphabet. So let me add alphabet to this. So I want to create a third column. So now I'm teaching you how to add column to a data set. Now I want to add a column to move.data frame. So let me add a column. Let me write my comment, add a column. So if you want to add a column, we have different ways of doing that. I will teach that later. But just because I want to show you how to, if you have a matrix, you can coerce it to data frame so that you can make use of the robust features of data frame. So move.data frame. So you put we use $sign. I will explain what we mean by it. So let me just explain it about it. So we use $sign to pick, to select. So now look at this. Move.data frame has two columns. It has come, it has go. Now, if I want to select just come, I'm only interested in come, I can use $sign to select the exact variable I'm interested in. If you want to add a new variable, don't select the existing variables that are there. We have come and go, don't select them. Write the new one you want to add. So I want to add name. Once you write a new name that is not the arrow, will know that you are adding a third column. Then remember, they must be of the same length. That is the rule of data frame. They must be of the same length. So we have six rows here, 6. So that means I have to write 6 names. We have a shortcut of I want to do A to, so A, B, C, D, E, F. I want to write A to F. So I have a short way of doing it. I can do letters, then I will use this block bracket. Remember, block bracket is to select subset. So letters mean A to Z. That letters is A to Z in arrow. So I want to select 1 to 6. 1 to 6 means A, B, C, D, E, F. So if you want to see your results, you write the name of the variable that is. So we have come, go, and name. If I want to add a fourth column, we know what to do. Do move the data frame. Once you put $sign, the 3 existing column names will show up. That's the 3 existing column names. But if I don't want to make use of them, I can add my new name. So I can add my new name and call it arrow. So I call it arrow. Or let me call it arrow.train. Training. So I put C. It has to be 6, remember? Okay, because I don't need to put C. Even if I put C, it's the same thing. So I can do letters because I'm not writing them one after the other. I can do letters from, let me do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3 to 8. I will explain what we mean by 3:8. I will explain that later. So if you want to see your result, you do move. Correct. Remember, we started with a matrix. And because my intention is to add letters to the data set. And matrix cannot accept letters when you already have numbers existing. If you want to use letters, all must be letters. So because I want to add letters, I first coerced it from matrix to data frame. So you coerce it from matrix to data frame. Then after coercing it, I started adding my new columns. You can coerce from data frame to list. Let me check if I can do that. As list, is there anything like as list? Okay, so we have as list. So let me coerce it from data frame to list. I see now I've coerced it. So this is how list result comes out. So you can coerce from matrix to data frame to matrix, matrix to list, list to matrix. So you can coerce, but just ensure you follow the rules of list, the rules of matrix, the rules of data frame, the rules of array. Array is also called vector, also called, okay, let's stop there. That's good. So if you want to use uppercase letters, so letters means lowercase. If you want to use uppercase, you write the letters in. So look at this. You write it in uppercase. So letters, I think A to Z. If you want lowercase letter, you write it lowercase. A to Z. Okay, so now we are going to so data frame. How to select a subset. So that's what we are learning now. How to select a subset in R. How to select a subset in R. So remember, look at this data set. We have move.dataframe. So we have variable in it. First variable is com, second variable is go, third variable is name, fourth variable is arrow.training. So what if I'm interested in com, just com? How will I select it? If you're interested in just com, so I can do move.dataframe. Now I have different ways of doing it. I can use my block brackets. If you are using block brackets and you have the data type is, if it is a matrix and data frame, that's what I want to teach you. If it is matrix and data frame, take note. The matrix data frame. Matrix data frame, they have rows and columns, rows and columns. So what you write first is the row. Then you put comma, then you write your column number. So example, I want to select com. That means I want to select everything in the row of com. So from 1 to 6, I can write 1 to 6, comma. Then for column, what do you want? I want to select only the first column. So I will just write only 1. So that's it. I see it 1, 4, 6, 8, 3, 2. What if I want to select the 2 columns? I'll go back to this and write 1 to 2. I see I've been able to get com and go. What if I want to select com and name? I don't want to select go. So instead of writing 1 to 2, I will use C and do 1, 3. Listen, I didn't use colon, I'm using comma now. 1 to 3. So why am I using C? You don't write 2 numbers. When you know that you are separating them with comma, you want 2 numbers. You don't write them alone without using a C. So I see if I want to select 1 to 4, times I want to select com and arrow training, I'll do 1 to 4. Now, one thing we should also know, whenever you are selecting everything in the row, you can leave this place empty to give you the same result. Are you seeing it? The same result. So let me do it again. So I want to select the first column and the second column. First column, because I want to select everything in the row, I will leave the row part empty. Then I will write first column to second column. Are you seeing it? Okay, so far we've been checking how to select subset for column. So let's talk about row. So what if I'm interested? So let's see this is the full set. What if I want to select subset for rows? I want all the columns, but I just want only the first 2 rows. So what will I do? I will do, remember what you write first in the block bracket is for row. So I want only the first 2 rows, so 1 to 2. But I want everything in the column, so I will leave the column part empty. Leaving it empty means you want everything. Are you seeing it? 1, 2. So let me select the first row and the last row. So I will use, because they are not together. When they are not together, you cannot use colon. When they are not together, you use C and write the number 1 and 6. Then comma, the column section, and leave it empty. If you want to select a subset, then you write the number. But if you want everything, you leave it empty. So that's it. I've been able to select 1 and 6. Now, this is how to select. What if I want to just delete? Let's say I want to delete from, this is the full set. I want to delete the third row. Only the third row. What will I do? Move the data frame. No. Move the data frame. I want to delete the third row. So I'll put my minus sign -3. So -3 means I'm deleting for the row part. When you put minus, it means delete. Delete the third row. Then since I left the column part empty, it means I want everything in the column. So that's it. I've deleted the third part. Now, the reason why I started with this, you can't start writing functions like this when you don't know the basics. You know, someone met me to teach him R. He came that he wants to learn a particular method. And I told him, I can't teach you that method. It's not possible. You have to learn the basics. Just like you want to learn, you go to school, you want to become a doctor. And the first thing you want them to teach you is how to do operation. That's not proper. They don't teach you how to do operation. So they have to take you through the basics. They won't teach you mathematics. They teach you, you'll be asking yourself, why do I need all this? Yes, you need it. Because all those things will give you a good foundation before you go into what you want to do. So I can't start teaching you how to write functions. Like I can write function for many things, but I can't start teaching you all that if you don't know the basics. Because you won't know when I'm deleting, you won't know when I'm adding, you won't know when I'm creating a new frame, you won't know when I'm coercing from matrix to data frame so that I can put both numbers and letters. You won't understand all that. So that's why I'm starting from the scratch. So I'm assuming you're a beginner in Arrow, you know nothing in Arrow. So I'm starting from the beginning so you understand everything about Arrow, and we build from there. So remember, the minus sign is to delete. So let me talk about the column, how to delete for column. So if I want to delete the last column, if I want to, so I'll put comma, meaning I left the row portion empty. I'm selecting everything. Then I'll put -4. -4 means delete the fourth one. So that's it. That I said we have different ways of selecting subsets. So if I just want only one subset, only one of the columns, I can use my $sign. Once you put $sign, all the columns pops up. So if you want just one, so I see, $sign, name, I see. So this is if you want to select just one column. I have a guide, that's what I'm looking at, so that it will guide me so I don't skip anything. Okay, so far I've been saying I've been using numbers, but we can also use the name to select subsets. So let me show you the full set again. So this is the full set. So I can use the name to select come and go instead of using their position. So I've been using the position so far, but I can also use the name. So for column, for row, I'm selecting everything, so I'll leave it empty. Then for column, I want to select come and go. So you can use the name to select, and you can also use their position to select. You can use the name, and you can also use the position to select. Okay, let me see something. So if I do move dot data frame, if I'm to select just one column, it comes this form. Or if I do drop equal to false. Okay. What I did now is, if you are selecting only one column, it will change it from the data frame class to a vector class. But if you still want it to remain as a data frame, you use drop equal to F. F means false. You can spell it complete or use F. Now, let me show you what I mean, the difference. So let me copy this and delete the false. Okay, let me give this a new name. Let me give it AA. And let me give AB without the false, without the drop false. Both of them will select. So let me show you the results. So this is the result of AA. Now, what I did is to assign it to a variable named AA. Now, if you want to do assigning it and seeing the result immediately, you start with a bracket and end with a bracket. So what will this do? It will assign it and show you the result. Look at this. If you don't start with a bracket, it will only assign. It doesn't show you what the result is. It only assign. Are you seeing it? But if you want to assign and see the result, you start with a bracket and end with a bracket. So it will assign and show you the result. So now the difference between this and this, let's check the difference. Let me check the class. What's the class of AA? Class of AA is still data frame because I use drop first, don't drop it. For class of AB will change. Why is it changing? It changed to numeric, which is a vector. Why is it changing? Because it has only one column. So arrow can, maybe since it has one column and all of them are of the same type, why not just change it to a vector? But if you don't want to change it to vector, you want to still remain, you want to still keep your data frame, you have to put drop first. If you have any question, if you are in my group, WhatsApp group, send your question to the WhatsApp group. But if you watch this video later, you're not in my WhatsApp group, just drop your question in the comment section, or you can send it to my email. My email is Chukwudi Obite. Chukwudi is spelled, that's you can see my name as my YouTube channel, CHUKWUDIOBITE@gmail.com. So send your questions and I will respond to you. Also, if you have any work for me, any analysis work, analysis work, do well to reach out to me and I can help you with your assignment, with your tasks. I guide you on how to go about it. So I've told you how to delete. Okay, now let me show you how to select subset for list. So list, remember I started by saying what we just learned now is for data frame and matrix. So how do you select data frame? How do you select subset for list? So let me write remember, always write your comments. Sometimes I forget to write that, but always write it. Select subset for list. So this is how to select subset for list. Let's go back to where we wrote our list. So this is our list. I didn't assign a variable name to it, but now I assign a variable name to it. So let me call it Lily. Remember, if you want to assign and see, you start with a bracket and end with a bracket. But if you don't want to do that, then you assign it. Then after assigning it, you spell the name out and run. So this is list. So if you want to select a subset, so let's say I'm interested in gender. So how do you select the subsets? Because of the data type is list, you have to use 2 block brackets. If you use 1 block bracket, it won't give you what? Okay, 1 block bracket will give you 2. Let me check something. Okay, so 2 block brackets will give you the same thing, but 2 block brackets will take out the name of the variable. That's the object. What's their variable name? To take it out. So we use 1 bracket. So this is how to select for list. Now, if you want to select, so let me use name. If I want to select name, so what will I do for name? I will do Lily block bracket 1. So this is name. But what if I'm interested in Santos? How will I select Santos? So this is how to select Santos. Lily, look at Lily. Lily has name, gender, and age. I'm interested in name, and under name, I'm interested in Santos. So how will I do it? I'll do Lily block bracket 1. That is, this means I'm interested in name. In name, I want Santos. So I'll put another block bracket 2. The first block bracket 1 means name. The second bracket inside names give me Santos. No. Oh, let me check this. No. Wait first. 1, 2. Okay, so that's it. So if you want to select inside the variable name, you start with 2 block brackets and end with 1. So the 2 block bracket 1 means I'm interested in the first variable name in the list. Then in the variable, I'm interested in the second object there, which is Santos. So I've explained how to select subsets. If you want a data frame, remember, for data frame and matrix, you must specify the row and column. You can either use their location by saying 1, 2, 3, 4, or you use the name, like we use come, go. But if you are doing list, you don't put comma, because list doesn't have row and column. You don't use comma. That's how it is. Now let's talk about how to do advanced. This we're still dealing on selecting a subset. Or let's go a bit advanced. So Arrow has many inbuilt data, empty cars. Don't forget to like this video. If you've not liked it, pause the video, go back and like it. If you have not subscribed, don't pause the video, go back and subscribe, then come back and continue. Good one. So don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to turn on notification. So this YouTube channel will be teaching SPSS, we'll be teaching Minitab, we'll be teaching Arrow. If possible, we'll teach Python. We'll also be solving statistics questions. So we'll bring statistics questions and we'll solve them. We can pick a topic, we can talk about distribution, we'll pick different distribution. So we can pick different tests. We can just pick any question and solve. So we'll be doing a lot of statistics, data analysis, and for the data analysis part, I'll try to do it in a way that even if statistics is not your major, you're not going to find it difficult to understand. I will try my best to go to the basics. So even if statistics is not your major, you won't find it hard to understand. So now I said, Arrow, back to our class. Thank you for that short break. So back to our class. So if we have well, Arrow has inbuilt data. So empty cars is one of them. So this is an inbuilt data. So let's use empty cars to play around a few things. Now, if I want to select MPG, only MPG, how will I do it? I'll do empty cars, MPG. I want everything in the row, but for column, I want just one. So that's it. Now it has changed it from data frame to an array. But if I don't want it to change it to an array, I don't want it this form, I'll put drop false. Either you spell the false complete or write F. Yes, give it to me like this. If you watch when it gave it to me this way, I lost the column names. So these are the column names. I lost it. But if I don't want to lose it, I will say drop false. Don't drop it. False. So let me see the full data set. So this is the full data set. Let me take this up. So you can adjust your environment. You should be able to select anything you want. Now, what if I'm interested in selecting? So look at CYL. In CYL, we have 6, 4, 6, 8, 4, 6, 8. And what if I'm interested in only those with 6? How will I do it? Only. So this is an advanced way of selecting subsets. I can do empty cars. We have different ways of doing it. So this is the first way. For the row, I want 6. So this is what I will do. Empty cars. I use block bracket as subset. Then empty cars for CYL equals to 6. Take note, I use 2 equal sign. When you are comparing 2 objects for equality, we use 2 equal sign. We use 1 equal sign for assigning variable names. So that is why when you want to talk about equality, you don't use 1 equal sign. Arrow uses 1 equal sign as assigning variable name. But if you're talking about comparing 2 objects, if they are equal, like I'm trying to consider when CYL is equal to 6, not assigning 6 to it. I'm not doing assigning of variable name. So I'm doing equality. So what I'm doing now is for the row, remember the first, after the block bracket, what you write first is for row. So for the row, I want where CYL is equivalent to 6. Then I want everything for column. Are you seeing it? Look at CYL. So this is the advanced way of selecting a subset. We are progressing. We started from the basics. Now we are learning advanced things. So back to the full data set. What if I want where DISP is greater than 300? That's what I'm interested in. DYSP is greater than 300. Then I will tell you how we can apply this in your field. So I can put empty for the row section. I want when, okay, oh, I'm using $sign to select the variable I want. So $sign DISP is greater than 300. For the column, I want everything, so I'm leaving it empty. Are you seeing that DISP is greater than 300? 300, all of them are greater than 300. Now, how do you do this? Now, because I'm an academic, so I work more, most of my examples will be the university system, education. Now, if I have student results and I want to select students that scored more than 70. So let's say that's it. I can use this now to select students that scored more than 70. So if I want to select students that are first class, that have distinction, I can use this to select it. So you can use this to play around your data to select the subset you want. What if you want to do greater than, what I did now is just greater than. What if you're interested in greater than or equal to? Greater than or equal to. What do you do? So this is how to do it, greater than or equal to. So you put your greater than and equal to sign. So what I mean is, we know this symbol greater than equal to. Greater than equal to, we know this symbol. So this is how we write it in arrow. To write it in arrow, you do this and you do this. Okay. Eraser. Okay. So that's how to select. So at least I said we have different ways of doing it. So this is the first way. So let me show you second way of doing this. So another way of doing this, we have to use a function. Okay, let me do one more example. Now, what if I'm interested in this is your full data when CYL is 8, when, or let me use cab. When cab is 1, cab is CARB, empty cars empty cars, cab is 1, 1. Then I don't want all the column. Because I don't want all the column, then I have to state what I want. Remember, I can use their position using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or I use their name. So I think using position makes it easy for me. I want the first column, third column, fifth column, sixth column. So this is it. Now we can use functions to select subsets. There's a function called subset. Subset. So this is it. So are you seeing subsetting vectors, subsetting data tables? So let me use it. No, I'm not subsetting time. If you want to see, if you can use your up key to see all the codes you run up and down key. So let me, the last code. I don't want this. I want matrix and vector matrix and data frame. Are you seeing this? How to subset vector matrix data frame. So this is it. If you remember, I said you can read this. What the meaning of these 3 dots? You read it here. But me, I can decide to just use an example. But when I look at the example, I will know what I want. So now this code I wrote here, let me write another, let me show you another way of writing it. In Arrow, we can have multiple different ways of writing the same thing. So let me write it using the function subset. Subset is, remember when I said when you see base, it's an inbuilt function. It's an inbuilt function. So far, I've not called up any library. I've not called up any library. I've been using the inbuilt function. Arrow has a lot of inbuilt functions. So let me go back to subset. Then after subset, you write the name of the data you want to get the subset. The name of the data is empty cars. Then what is the condition you are using? The condition is that cab should be equivalent to 1. Now, what's the difference between using this and this? If you are using the function subset, as well as you have written the data name here, you don't need to do empty cars, $ cab again. You only do this when you are using the block bracket as your subset function. But if you are using the exact function called subset, once you write the variable name, you don't write the variable name again. Then the next thing is the column that you want to select. You call it select. I want to select. I'm following this. I'm following this. I want to select column 1, 3, 5, and 6. I see I got the same answer. Different ways of doing it. So we are going to stop here for today. Thank you. Now, before we stop, you can, this subset, you can save it in a variable name. I can save it as by, so that whenever I want to use it, I can call it up. So whenever I write by, I will see my subset. So bye. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Like the video, like all the videos, like every video, turn on notification. Remain blessed. Thank you. So wait for part 3 of this training. I will do part 3 and send. Bye. If you have any question, if you are on my WhatsApp group, send your question to the WhatsApp group. If you are not on my WhatsApp group, just write your question on the comment section or send to my email. Okay, bye.